If you want to see characters transferred to an unfamiliar world, you should definitely watch our picks for the best Isekai Anime Series.
小切手でしょ？実はアクアさんの召喚した大量の水により外壁などに大きな被害が出ておりまして。
We hope you will enjoy the following ranking. Please let us know your favorite in the comments, and make sure to subscribe to never miss a good anime again.
Number 10.
どうですか？
どうって？ああ。
The Devil is a Part-Timer is a comedy anime television series created by Satoshi Wagahara, with a lore to deep dive into and tropes that will set you in awe due to their creativity. This fantasy comedy combo sees the almighty Satan and his generals on a conquest to wipe out the magical world. But when the plan fails as angels defend it, he and his last companion flee to modern Tokyo. Now in the form of humans without known power, they are forced to work at a fast food restaurant.
住宅街と違って遊園地の店舗は忙しいな。お客さん大勢だから接客とかいろいろ勉強になるよ。
ですよね。
帰ったらキサキさんに報告だ。
ですよね。なんかわかってました。
Number 9.
神よ。貴様を切り刻んで豚の餌にでもして。
Saga of Tanya the Evil is a military fantasy anime series created by Carlo Zen. This intriguing religious-inspired story follows an atheist who is stabbed by an employee who was fired due to bad performance. Now approached by a godlike entity, the salesman doesn't believe its words when it tells him that he is going to hell because of his missing faith. Reincarnated in an orphan's body during World War I, he is now in literal hell, waiting to be killed.
あれは幼女の皮をかぶった化け物です。
では戦友諸君、戦争の時間だ。
Number 8.
こんな武器はユグドラシルにはなかったな。いい勉強になる。
嘘、なんで死なない？
Overlord is a dark fantasy anime series created by Kagune Maruyama. When growing up, you have to accept that gaming with your friends becomes rarer until it finally vanishes completely. Overlord follows a lonely adult who spends his time playing a massive online game with his friends. The servers are about to be shut down, and as he is the only player left who is logged in, he is suddenly transferred into the world and sees himself among warriors, monsters, and sorcerers.
まあ正解に近いと言っておこう。それでどうだ。マジックキャスターと剣で戦った気分。
Number 7.
アイコがあと3回続いたら2人とも1枚脱ぐこと。
KonoSuba is a fantasy comedy anime television series created by Natsume Akatsuki. Some days you are just the unluckiest person in the world. For Kazuma, it all started with a happy day, but then he suddenly died. Having spent most of his life being a gamer and a nobody, he loses nearly everything he had in 1 second. But to his surprise, he isn't dead. At least not where he is going now. Gifted by a mysterious goddess to keep living in a magical new world, he seeks out to adventure and true friendship.
なんとしてでもそのチョーカーを外してみせますから。安心してください。私も尽力しよう。
今何でもするって言った？
Number 6.
匂うぜ。俺を殺した女の匂い。近づいてくる。
InuYasha is a fantasy anime television series created by Rimiko Takahashi. Inspired by an Alice in Wonderland type premise, but with much more creative and absurd gore and action, this epic fantastical journey follows young girl Kagome, who lives a peaceful life. But things radically change when a demon centipede drags her down a hole. But rather than hit the bottom, Kagome finds herself in another dimension set hundreds of years earlier. And if that ain't enough, she is supposedly the reincarnation of a mystical warrior.
そうさ、人間が持っていてもしょうがねえ代物さ。俺の爪の餌食になりたくなかったら、おとなしく紫根の玉を渡しな。
Number 5.
フィールさんはいいんですの？
私たちに協力するのはエルヴンガルドの破滅につながるかもしれないんですのよ。
No Game, No Life is a fantasy sci-fi anime series created by Yu Kamiya. This cynical approach to fantasy stories follows two siblings who have devoted their lives to hikikomori, meaning that they live in complete isolation and spend their days with online games. Part of a group of gamers who are undefeated, they think it's a joke when approached by a multidimensional being coming from a reality based upon playing games. But things get real when they suddenly find themselves in this very reality on their own.
クラミーが傷つけられなければ何でもいいのですよ。家とか正直どうでもいいですし、いっそ国ごとなくなれば話が早いのにと思ったこともあるのですよ。
Number 4.
人間じゃない。どうやら刺されて死んで転生しちゃったようだ。スライムに。
That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime is a fantasy anime series created by Fuse. You can guess the starting point of this tense yet charming fairy tale. Satoru is a 30-something factory worker who has accepted that life is just not that exciting. But when he's stabbed by a supernatural being out of nowhere, he finds himself waking up in a parallel universe, reincarnated as a slime. Able to devour anything and claim its powers, he is now protector, warrior, and loner all at once.
マスを感知すると目が見えるようになる。まあ、やってみるか。
Number 3.
直文様、直文様。
着いたよ。
The Rising of the Shield Hero is a dark fantasy television series created by Anako Usagi. Even in a fantastical universe of demons and monsters, we can be bound to very worldly problems. When a group of young adults is summoned into a fantastical world and called the protectors of all living things, they are given magical artifacts to kill and fight. But as the only one with a weapon of defense and not attack, Naofumi finds himself left behind by the group, especially after being betrayed by a woman he trusted.
まずは基本だが、伝説の武器と同系統の武器を手にするだけでも複製できるウェポンコピーシステムってのがある。
自動的に作ってくれるシステムもある。
待ってくれ。俺は今まで手作業で。
何やってるんですか。この世界はですね。
Number 2.
今日は寂しい気持ちなので、エッチなことをしちゃうかもしれませんよ。
ちょっとぐらいの。
Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation is a fantasy harem television series created by Rifujin Na Maganote. When you do the right thing, life might bring you a second chance. A nameless 34-year-old unemployed loner sees no sense in continuing with life anymore and dies while saving one of 4 teenagers standing in front of a truck. But when reincarnated as a baby in a world of sorcery and warriors, he makes something out of his new life and wants to become a master of sorcery.
毎日修行に明け暮れているエリスの髪はいつもならもっとかさついている。
エリスは可愛いな。
何よいきなり。
Before we unveil TV show number 1, here are some honorable mentions.
なんだこれ。
知ってます？エクレアって稲妻っていう意味なんですよ。
へえ、稲妻といえば北欧の神に通るっているけど関係ある？
全くないですね。私の親が言うにはこっちの世界の作家から取ったとか。
この世界には2種類の男がいる。開放的なオープンスケベと内向的なむっつりスケベ。俺はオープン、そしておパンツが好きだ。
Number 1.
帰ってきた。
Re:Zero is an adventure dark fantasy anime series created by Tapae Nagatsuki. When life is meaningless, it can suddenly hit you faster than you can blink. Unemployed and lazy Subaru is suddenly summoned into another dimension where he encounters a fantastic world and immediately dies. But to his surprise, he can turn back time after his death. Upon befriending a half-elf who was supposed to be the next queen, but is facing betrayal, he finds purpose in helping her achieve her destiny.
なんか話違うね。
異世界召喚じゃねえのかよ。俺の主人公設定はどこ行ったんだよ。
Do you agree with our list? Please let us know in the comments below. If you want to know more about a particular anime in this list, you can check our links in the video description. And for more top 10 anime videos, be sure to subscribe to communiTV.